You might be unknowingly sabotaging your marriage without even realizing it. So I work with successful men all over the world, men who lead in business, who are great fathers, but feel quietly lost in their marriages. And today I want to break down the three most dangerous mistakes I see high achieving husbands make. But more than that, I also want to help you understand what's actually driving those mistakes beneath the surface. Because until you see the real pattern, you really can't lead yourself or your relationship beyond it. So here's the first mistake. You're putting work before your marriage. Now, I get it. You don't mean to. It's not malicious. You've just been trained your whole life to find your worth in achievement. You chase wins, you solve problems, you hit goals because it makes you feel in control. It makes you feel valuable, makes you feel respected and good about yourself. But here's the cost. Your wife starts feeling like she's not part of your inner world. She probably feels like an afterthought. Not because you don't love her, but because you don't slow down long enough to show her. What's really happening here isn't just bad time management. It's emotional protection. When life feels uncertain or when intimacy feels scary, uh, work becomes a safe place for men. So the fix is you need to rewire your definition of success. Set boundaries, not just with your calendar, but with your sense of identity. Date night isn't just about quality time. It's about making space to emotionally lead in your relationship. The second mistake, you're probably avoiding tough conversations. So why? Because they probably bring up a lot of tension and make you feel like a failure. You spent your life trying to minimize friction, fix problems, avoid feeling out of control. But intimacy requires risk, vulnerability, sitting in the fire of not having all the answers all of the time. And when you avoid those conversations, it tends to leave your wife feeling alone in her own pain. She starts making stories up in that silence, usually ones where you don't really care about her. What's really going on beneath the surface? Often, the reason you're avoiding these conversations is your fear of inadequacy, fear of making things worse. But in marriage, avoidance feels like abandonment. Leadership means leaning in, even when you're unsure, especially when you're unsure. So the next time you feel the urge to delay or deflect or find the right moment, ask yourself, what kind of man do I want to be in this moment? Because emotional leadership starts with showing up, right? Not with perfect words, not with all the answers, but with your full presence. So here's the third mistake. You try to fix instead of listen. Now, this one's huge, right? And a lot of men still struggle with this. You've been wired to solve, to protect, to make things better, to remove discomfort. But when your wife shares something vulnerable and you jump in to solve it, she doesn't feel helped. She feels like her emotional experience is being dismissed. Because what she's looking for isn't for you to solve her problem. What she's looking for is for connection, for emotional safety, for a sense that you are with her instead of managing her. And underneath this pattern, men typically avoid this because you are not comfortable with your wife's emotional experience. You don't know what to do with her sadness, her disappointment, because no one has ever taught you how to stay with that pain, yours and hers. So what happens? You rush to fix, to shut it down, to move beyond it. And so the shift here is really practice staying present. Say things like, I can feel how hard this is, or I'm here. I don't need to solve it right now. Your presence becomes the solution. That's real leadership. So here's the truth, right? These three mistakes, they're not just behavioral, they're emotional. They come from protection patterns you've built over a lifetime. And staying in your rational brain to solve an emotional problem is never going to work. But you can change this, not just through willpower, but through awareness, through ownership, through emotional leadership. And I think it's important to start small. Pick one place to lead differently this week. Better yet, today. Turn off your phone during dinner. Name one hard truth with yourself and express it. Stay in a moment of emotion without needing to fix it or avoid. So I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know which one of these you're going to work on. That one step of accountability might shift everything. And if you're ready to go deeper, you can subscribe to this channel. Because this is not just about surface level advice. It's about becoming the man your marriage actually needs. So thanks for watching, and remember, a marriage isn't a project. It's a place where you practice becoming your truest self. So keep showing up, keep leading with love, and I'll see you in the next video.